Good morning, everyone. Trying to get myself all set and ready. This is Edward Del Arroyo, and I've been working on this for some time, but I got preoccupied with multitasking and doing other things like writing a book and all that stuff. But a quick pick here of yours truly. What I like to do is to introduce to you, if I can find my glasses, um, a preview in terms of what I think I'd like to present to you in terms of my research in consciousness studies. Found another pair of glasses. Hold on for a second. Okay, finally. Well, I got distracted this morning. Right before coming on, there was a damsel in distress downstairs, so I had to run down and let her in to the apartment. Got that done, so by the time I got there, someone let her in. So talk about good thinking on my part. There was somebody waiting for her to open up. Okay, so here I am. I'm opening up, and this is a short version of what I'd like to address are these topics that is going to take us into I like to think of a docudrama series of events to present to you. And what I'd like to speak about is obviously research in consciousness, my own, but also that would help you in this guidance, in this teaching, that I like to bring you back to what you're already placing your attention. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking or seeing this video. But I've been gone for a short spell, a couple of months, and pardon for my not being present. I get so preoccupied with and stuck on writing my book, which is almost done, but I think it's going to take another year to finish it. It's my autobiography, but that being said, I'll give you a little bit of tidbits here and there to kind of ask for your forgiveness, and I'll offer you some food for thought here, which is coming up. A lengthier version, but for now, a couple of minutes of your time. That in this particular room, look at various topics. Number one is, in this particular study, it is a study of essence of being, that I want to take you back into time, that what I'm referring to is researching your consciousness as pure essence, pure self. Perhaps you can remember prior to birth, but nevertheless, the whole idea is that when we come into the karmic realm to visit and experience and to integrate the karmic value, I want to bring your attention right before the parallel, before entering this realm of the physical and that which we carry, which is naturally Dharma. But as soon as we get into the womb, we have forgotten. We're not even thinking. We're not even developed yet purely, fully. Nevertheless, the whole idea is that when you are birthing, this is the process of rebirthing, coming back into reincarnating, the possibilities, the potentials. And the potentials are to understand the values here that speaks to our samsaras. samsaras are karmas, in other words, our bondage that are going to be following us for the rest of our terrestrial life. But the whole idea for me to talk about is that I'm hoping that I can teach you, or at least speak about, how to turn the karmic around towards the dharmic value. Karma will always be here, but nevertheless, I'll come into number one, the fluctuations of mind. In Sanskrit, it's vritti nirodha. Vritti is the reverberation of consciousness. In other words, it's mind talk, mind chatter. Everything in the universe has vritti consciousness. It's always, unfolding. There is silence within the action, and within the action there is silence, there is unfoldment occurring, there is creation unfolding. So we want to come back into creation of our own intelligence, coming back to mapping this out. And I want to tell you, how can we do this? We map it out by saying we have to understand, what is this mental modification idea, fluctuation of mind idea. It's the reason why we need to meditate. It's the reason why we have to understand how to calm this vritti from happening. It's like the mind that you hear when you're driving. I gotta go shopping, I gotta wash my dishes, I gotta have a cigarette, I gotta do this, gotta do that. That is actions of our chitta, our mindset. So we want to, the whole idea is coming back into pure thought, pure consciousness, pure essence, pure being. So we're taking you back. In other words, let's come back, hold up, like the chariot on the Tarot. Chariot, hold up. We're going to be going different directions here. We don't want to do that. We want to be in control of those directions. So vritti consciousness is always going to be there, but you are the ones that have the hold on the reins. So let's keep that in mind. This is researching consciousness, your own. So blossoming of your pearls is knowing how to map it out, and that's why I'm here. Number two, we go into the states of consciousness. I'm just giving you a tidbit, and so we'll come back into a next video shortly to discuss that. But for now, to give you a preview of what's coming down the pike, in other words, that I'd like to map it out for you, and that you can utilize this adventure to your advantage in your own sadhana, in your own private practice with, once again, coming into your states of consciousness. You're always going to have mindset, vritti. Remember, it's always going to be open 24/7, chatter, 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 chatter. So the whole idea is not to control the chatter, because we're not there yet at all. Let it be. Let it be. The chatter will not go away. The whole idea is to control that chatter by methodology. What is the method? Pranayama. Etc. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out, hold it, breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Clarifying the nadis, as in Sanskrit, the little knots within our consciousness that are holding our samsaras. Whatever we've come into this life in terms of karmas, family, relationships, finances, you name it, education, whatever, you name it. Whatever you've come into this world to bless, rehash, to unfold, to come to complete, you will complete it. And then you let go of the body, and then boom, you're onto a new journey. Life never ends. Like vritti consciousness, it will never end. However, we have a choice to control it. And that's the whole process of mapping this out. It's a matter of control. We are the owner of the house here. We are the owner of consciousness, in other words. For me, I remember pre-birth, etc. I've mentioned that in other videos. So the whole idea is that we're coming back into divinity. Let's not talk about religion because they don't know what they're talking about. Let's talk about consciousness, which is unfolding Dharma. It's an Eastern Hindu tradition, which is something that is a gift to the world. So that being said, we're going to be talking about Akasha, the value of Akasha, ether, space, consciousness. That is Akasha. We'll go into it further, but all of these chakras, if you will, these wheels of consciousness that are attached to the chariot, all want to go in different directions, blah, blah, blah. But we are the ones that are holding on to the rein. Whoa! Pure states of self, essence, pure consciousness. That's the whole idea of meditation. Why do we meditate? Not to control the mind, because the mind will not be controlled. It will control you. In other words, if you don't already know that. So the whole idea is to give the mind something to do. And so you can come into an unfoldment of peaceful bliss, peaceful purity of consciousness, so that what is happening in exchange, like the hourglass, you got lots of sand here in the mindset, lots of beach stuff, hot stuff, sunny stuff, that like a hourglass. That sand is dripping down all the way down to the first chakra. But what happens? It gets automatically refilled, if you will. It becomes refilled. So we want to stop that process of refilling. We want to refill it with purity, with pure states of consciousness instead of sand. So the whole idea of this video, this short talk, is to give you of what is coming up next. I already placed a couple of paragraphs on Facebook, on my Facebook, that speaks about this. So modification of mind, that is something that we need to look at and address and kind of reconstruct our mental faculties. Number one is nature versus nurture. I like the idea that, nature is this state of consciousness before birth. We are in the heavens, if you will. This is the natural state of being. So in that natural state of being, we are birthed into a womb we have chosen, coming back, reincarnating, or just coming back, coming to a place we've never been before, Earth station before. 99.9%, most people who are reborn are undergoing a lot of karmic reconstruction. In other words, we've come to finish what we've started in the previous lifetimes before. So here we are at a place to nurture our nature. It is within us right now. It is with our consciousness in terms of our memory. Smriti consciousness. This is memory, smriti. It pertains to soul growth versus ego maturation. Our egos are going to be with us till the day we cross over, right before we cross over. And that means all business for this lifetime, all patterns for this lifetime have been completed. You might need to come back again to finish up your chapters, and so that you can start working on the next chapters. Perhaps before you leave that particular incarnation to go into another universe, another placement, another planet, another station of being. But that um, you may have higher awareness where you can create this placement and have your creation of body, uh, perfect mind, and perfect placement, etc. Might be heaven. Ooh. So where we're at today is a process to mapping it out, developmental um, aspects to make it easier for us to travel this journey. Let's begin to breathe correctly. Let us begin to be okay with starting now and being okay with the fact that it may take the rest of our lives just to begin. Don't be intimidated by that. And what I'm saying is, don't let your ego run off with, I need it now. I need to complete now. Because chances are, uh, you're going to miss the boat, you know. And the more you say, I need it now, the more the boat is saying, bye-bye. You know, you weren't prepared. You weren't ready. And that's what happens when people in the old world, meaning people in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, have carried on their own tradition, which hasn't been, uh, I should say, has been developmental. Um, Slow learners. But then that's the environment. That's what we are caught into, because the environment will make you, will create your potentials or lack thereof. So majority will be lack thereof, because the environment will make what you are, unless you get with it and say, I don't need that crap. You know? So like we're experiencing now in our politics, if you will. As an example, I'm not going to go into politics, but it says we need to get it right. We need to, and then move on, and so that we can bless others who are a little bit slow. Um, and so, that being said, without my guru in the past, um, without the blessings, I would not be here today, uh, speaking on this level. Who knows where I would have been? But nevertheless, the value of being given Shaktipat several times from different masters, different saints. I was privileged to meet many of them, many that you know, and the experience has been great. And so in my process, I had to understand, well, why am I hearing Sanskrit in 1985? What's the idea about these particular words? The first mantra that I heard um, audibly, I heard the mantra Om Aim Reem Klim Chamundaye Viche Namaha, and I was in mental health, and I'm going, oh my God, I am losing it. So rein in the horses. For me, I was able to look at that, listen to it, appreciate it, and then dive into questioning. Self-inquiry is the most important tool, the key to becoming aware. So, in conclusion, that is what I want to offer you, just to say that I'm back, I'm here, and sorry that it's taking so long for me to come back on track with you all. And as time goes by, I'm going to continue. Um, I like to think on a weekly basis. For now, I'm just getting it started, so I may come back sooner than later and enjoy, because I've got a lot of thoughts I want to share with you, and then also perhaps creating a live, you know, broadcast of some sort, using some kind of format, some kind of tool. Maybe on Facebook, maybe, I don't know, YouTube. For now, this video will be YouTubing it. And I did want to say, lastly, that I am creating, with the help of a friend of mine, um, you know, I'm offering her my thoughts as she's putting this mapping out business on a new website. She is helping me to create. And so the whole idea is that it's like she's very gifted and talented as to what Linda does. And I have lots of information to piece together, map it out, so that each of you can enjoy this um, mapping out a universe onto yourself, and to come to acquire the knowledge as to how to walk that pathway uh, that you're on already. So I'm hoping that it may help you. It may be easier for you to understand and grasp your own journey. Like I say, I probably won't be giving you anything new, but that being said, it's probably something that you already know, and that I can offer you the confidence, on the other hand, as a guide, as a teacher, as a mentor, that you can be supported by. That being said, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bye bye.